disability that includes the adult. So there is a need for us to speak the language of inclusion. And when you talk about the inclusion, you now begin to talk about giving the teacher the capacity that she needs to be able to support. It's not the same time, it's not the same instruction that you give a child that doesn't have disability, the same instruction that you're going to give a child that have disability. There's a need for you to tailor it to the person's need. We have this that we talk about learning at one's pace, that is task. So it's very important for us to understand that. I know that it's something that is capitally intensive to carry out this training, and also the materials that we are talking about in terms of trying to provide this support. I think last year we also did an assessment here, which also enabled like I mentioned, our stakeholders that we worked with for them to be able to come around and also provide some of the support. Even during that assessment, we have those that did that of the audiology that came around, and with the specialists, with the instrumental, they were able to support some of the children that have that hearing challenge. You and I will believe that when you talk about disability, we are talking about poverty. It goes hand in hand. We have to face the truth. These are the challenges. If I'm someone who maybe I had an accident and they cut off my leg, for instance, and they say that they have to amputate my leg, for instance. If I don't have the money, that means they are going to amputate it. But if I have the money, I can be able to kind of afford the support, the service for my leg not being cut off. Then, for instance, if I don't have the cut off my leg, I'm now amputated. It has a way of affecting my livelihood. It has a way of limiting a little bit. So that is why we have to see persons with disability as blessings to support them. There's a need to support. Someone look at it at times that it's not their right, it's their right. If I'm a person with disability and you pass and just close the door, I don't need to beg you to say, please help me. It's my right. If you be able to pass, it's also my right for me to pass. I don't need to tell you then Allah for you to understand as okay, I always let me to do for you. These are the things, it has to do with more of our attitude, the way we think, the way we reason. There's a need for us to begin to change it. Even the language, at times, you forget about that the person is out. You call him good. Some people, we do this. It's wrong. For you to be able, we need to also kind of put ourselves in everyone's shoe. Because nobody prayed to have that disability. And if you say that today you are not a person with disability, you may not know tomorrow. And definitely, as long as we pray we live to get old, you must become person with disability. It must. Because disability comes with age. When you are aging, some of these organs has a way of going weaker. You may not be able to see. You begin to need your glasses. You may not be able to. Those abilities that you had earlier on to work, that fast, you may not be able. So some of those, it comes, that hearing, someone needs to come closer to speak for you to be able to hear, and even louder. So there is a need for us to understand that disability inclusion is the language that each and every one of us needs to speak. At every level here we find ourselves, as we try to celebrate today, International Day of Education, it's very, very important for us to carry down to our family, down to our colleagues where we work, to let them understand that inclusion in terms of education, in terms of health, in terms of any sector that we can think of, that there is a need for us to make sure that we speak that language. Children with disability need to go to school. It's their right. We are not helping them. There's a need for us to understand that. And above all, I want to assure you that CBN, as the name implies, stands for persons with disability. We have always involved in times of celebration of international days, programs. There is a program that we carried out, that was last 2 years, a COVID response program that we carried out. 80% of the beneficiaries will be persons with disability. We try to make sure that everything that we do, that persons with disability are always in number one. They are always at the center of whatever decision we are taking. Take for instance, even if it's project that we want to set up, we make sure that Jonah persons with disability are involved. And not only involved, they actively participate. We make sure that their own view counts. We want to do it this way. What do you think? Is it okay? Fine, give us your own view. They give us, and we make sure that we tailor it, and most of the times, it used to be wonderful. Take for instance, in terms of our WASH intervention, we make sure we provide those platforms that enable a person with disability to move in with his wheelchair without the need of support saying, please help me, to move in, access the water points, and also just like the way someone without disability. We provide grant where you can also use it to support yourself, because we know that inclusion is the way to go. If you say we are one, we should speak the language of one. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Cedar. So, we have spoken our time is actually quite long. Yes, we did start on time. We started 16 minutes late. So, when I was actually speaking, thank you so much. It seems like you're about to win. Yes, maybe we'll give her. She actually told me that she had a story to tell. She's actually working as a volunteer with us, Fatima Mushanu. So, I don't know. Could we give you please? You feel free to speak whatever language you can speak. You have so much to okay? You also feel free. Let's please. Let's our time in the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes will be done. We'll give Holmark itself to speak. We'll just because of this one. Yes, and yes. And if you say that thing also, the dog gets ready in just 3 minutes. We will have to have. Yeah, so we want to speak in English or in Hausa. Anyone who feel it, put on the Hausa? Okay. Yeah. So, let us come okay, let us
Assalamu alaikum.
yes, it's not something because actually I have to go out the opportunity because when you're speaking, it was emotionally moved. She had a very good story, so please feel free and just keep
Assalamu alaikum. Sunana Fatima Abdullahi Bashar. Ina anguwan Federal Locals, near Bagaro. I'm a student. Ni ɗaliba ne a Ramat Polytechnic. Before kafin in je Ramat Polytechnic, I faced challenges. Ina samun ina samun matsala sosai a cikin rayuwana. Kafin in ce komai zan gode wa mahaifiyata. Allah ya saka mata da alheri. Ita ta sa ni na dawo har wannan lokacin. Kafin in shiga makaranta suna cewa ba zan iya ba. Ni me zan iya in moru ma al'umma. Saboda yadda nake ina da physical disability. Bari in moru ma wasu ba. So mama na ta yi kokari wajen ganin ta sa ni a makaranta duk da ba ta da shi. Kafin nan kuma na ɗan girma sosai. Bari in yi ce zan fara da primary school ba don lokacin ya wuce tana ta kokarin sa ni kuma Allah bai kawo abin da za ta iya yi mun ɗaukar responsibility na. So sai muna nan sai ce for me to sit down like this, no education. Ya kamata a ce na yi wani abu ma kaina wanda zan iya taimakon al'umma da shi yadda mutane suke faɗa in karyata. Sai na ce to bari in yi ma kaina wani abu. Na ga abun so ɗaya ne na gani kuma ba wanda ya ce bari ya taimaka min in yi. Ni da kaina da na gani na ɗauka a hoto. Sai na ce bari in gwada yi guda ɗaya hand fan. Wannan shi ne na farko Wannan shine na farko da na fara yi. You see, it's not bai yi kyau sosai yadda ake so ba, amma shine na farko wanda na fara yi da hannuna. Sai tukunna ya zama na biyu da sauransu, na zo na zama na iya sosai akan yin abu. You see the difference? I make it by myself. I make it by myself. For me to see I'm comfortable. Ba na so zo na ba makaranta kuma ba abun yi. So na yi kamar guda 200. Wannan abin da sai da shi ko da 800. Na tara kuɗin. I give my mother ta kai ni makaranta da shi. Sai ta ce wannan ba zai yi makaranta ba, sai dai an haɗa da wani, so in samu wani ya taimaka min. Sai na je da kaina wajen principal ɗin, na ce mishi si ina da abin yi na hannu, in za ku biya ni zan koya ma student yadda za su yi sai daga makaranta for free, don mama na ba za ta iya ta yi ba. Sai ya ce min babu damuwa, ya ce min zai yi makaranta for scholarship. Na ce to na ji daɗi a lokacin sosai. I read hard to see na iya komai da kaina, ba sai wani ya taimake ni ba. Na shiga makaranta, na gama secondary school ɗina, na dawo Ramat, na yi diploma, now I'm in HND. Abin da nake so in faɗa ma 'yan uwana wanda suna da disability shine ba a giving up akan rayuwa. Idan mutum ya ce ba zai iya yi maka ba, kai kai ma creating ma kanka abin da za ka yi ma kanka ka samu wani abu, ba sai lalle da wannan ba. A ce yau ba mu da iyaye ya musu rasu, in muna da disability, in har mun yi wani abu haka, gwamnati za ta taimaka mana don a koya mana wani sana'a ko kuma karatu, ba abin da ba za mu iya yi da kanmu ba. Kuma wani yana zaune a gida yana da experience sosai amma ba a ja shi a jiki ba. Ba wanda zai iya nuna wa duniya cewa ya iya wannan abu. Ba wanda zai iya yi in ba tare da an taimaka mishi ba. Kuma yanzu komai yana buƙatar kulawa. Kuma Allah ya yi mu a cikin ku ne saboda me ku taimaka mana. Ba wai don baya son mu bane, yana son mu. Shi yasa ya yi mu. Thank you very much. Kuma ina ma wannan organization ɗin godiya da ya sa ni a jiki na zo zan faɗi abin da ke damuna. Before ba wanda ya taɓa approach ɗina da aka fara faɗi abin da ke raina. Amma wannan organization Cedar Foundation for Disability ta ja ni a jiki kuma ta sa ni zama one of their staff. Saboda gane komai.
Thank you so much. Actually, I met between Mother and Turanci. Well, look at Buji. There's no you say you know understand English. Or we interpret or that. So actually, I met her on the road. I was doing a graduate diploma in Ramat. So when I was climbing the flyover, I actually met her on the way. That was the first time I met her. And then was actually when we came into started our organization. So I discussed with her. Fortunately, it was actually a good experience. So, what I want to bring from what he said is when we don't have parents who don't believe in education, it's difficult for the children to enter to school. So, the person who I made mention of something which will be doing it to us, hopefully by the next 2 months, by March, then we hope to bring it to the whole situation. We have to work with the agencies that I support and build security to ensure that we can go from community to community, ensure that there's a huge mobilization of persons with disability to schools. Because we don't know if the capacity will be enough, but it's good that it's come. If the school is not enough for them, then the government will now know that yes, it's now time for us to take responsibility to build more schools. But if they are not coming, then there will be no need to build more schools. So, but if they are coming to school, there will be need to build more of the schools for persons with disability. So we really appreciate. So these are the experience. So just in a few minutes before we give to our time is gone. Please don't spend more than 2 minutes. Our time is gone. So yes, you can sit down. Yes, sit down. Feel free. Can you read from your
Okay. Uh, I would like to first express my sincere gratitude to Cedar Foundation for disability and other non-governmental organizations here present. We are happy to see you people organizing workshop to educate people pertaining persons with disability. What I want to say here, all it has been said well, from discrimination, support, to all it has been said well. But I want to add, a person is visually impairment, and I have never been discriminated in my family. The reason why till today I feel like I'm a normal person. I was taken to Borno Special when I first attended school, start normal school. Later on, I was brought to Borno Special. I finished my secondary school and went to University of the my diploma program. I finished and also joined the degree program. I graduated, went for NYC and came back. Because my parents did not discriminate against me. They treated me equally like the other normal children. So what I want to add here is, please, we should help parents, educate them, show them that these children with disability, they are very important. They have identity disability. If they are educated, they can be important members of the society. We need workshops to be organized for these parents with a disability, parents of children with disability. Because discrimination starts right from the family. If a child is discriminated in the family, once even you go to school, nobody will take care of you. You just be school drop out and go to on the street begging. But if parents involve their children, they take them to school and also try to provide them what they want educationally. It will encourage the children, and the children also will stay in school. My parents tried very well, which I will never forget them. And I believe what I'm happy. So we need this synthesization program to be organized for these parents so that they will know that these children, they have potential, they have ability in disability. I have a story. A lady in United Kingdom, her name is Dr. Anna Barham Brown. She is a physically handicapped. In fact, let me put it in a simple language. She's a cripple, she cannot walk. But she is a member of British Medical Association. At the same time, she is a deputy director of Women Equality Rights. Why did she get to this level? Because of the education she received. And with the support of her parents, with the support of her family members, they did not discriminate against her. And she felt normal. She said she looked at herself like a normal person. She looked at herself as a normal person. So we want parents to stop discriminating against children with disability. And this can be done by organizing a successful program that is to educate them that these children are very important in the society. And they are willing to go to school, but because nobody will have them, parents discourage them, so nobody will have them. We need also NGOs like you are doing. We have also stakeholders in the society, in the community to do so, to do like the way you are doing. Also, we want also persons with disability who are educated, absorb them into the organization because they are the ones that know their problems and they can provide solutions to their problems. Make them to be part of the organization. Employ them so that they work together with you and they will give you their problems and also provide solutions to them. And then, the last one that what I want to talk about is lack of inclusion in Borno State. Seriously, we are facing serious challenges. We don't have inclusion. We have special school for the blind. Once we finish special school, we don't have an end school to go for school just there. Once you apply, you wrote jam, you pass, you go, they will tell you are disabled. You don't have special materials. You don't have special teachers that will take care of your education. I have friends that applied 3 times University of Maiduguri. He got it, that jam, but he was deprived of his right to education because he's disabled. He passed jam, but they could not give him admission because of his disability. So please, we want schools, if schools can be educated, that they should provide special materials, keep in the school, and also special teachers that will handle the children with visual impairment or any other category. It will have a long way in ensuring inclusion, that is education inclusion in Borno State. Thank you very much.
So finally, we need to like help for me to what back to run for us. I can't actually 5 minutes. So we actually appreciate him. He has given less people taking note of the suggestions and the challenges. And he said it was supported by the parents. And after operate a phone, even when most of us that have the phone and have the things that we don't have the control, and they can even mail. I called him, my call, and he told me so. It has been so this is part of our policy as an organization. 50% of our staff, 50% of our staff will be persons with disability. This is our policy. So that's how it works. We can't break that. It's a policy decision. So as much as it's concerned, we work with persons with disability and look at inclusion to ensure that the persons who are in the community. So that's how we ensure that these persons are fully in this community. Very, very important. So we also appreciate our mother as has mentioned, patients we appreciate it. Now we have the mission to thank you so much for coming. So we give our opportunity to speak. Thank you so much.
Good morning, all. Good morning. I'm really grateful and happy to see such an organization organizing workshop on behalf of the Eastern Challenge children or persons. In short, almost everything has been said. I only had advice to both the stakeholders and the students. The students should not see it as a cost or whatever to themselves. They should show people that they are able, not that they are disabled. They can be disabled physically, but they are not disabled in their mind. They work hard, read hard, make sure they pass all the exams. There's a procession going on. By the time which is almost everybody would attend the tertiary institution he wants in Borno State. We're trying to make it possible for every school, the tertiary institution, to have a special section for special students. Inshallah. Despite all these challenges, there are disabled ones that are still attending the one polytechnic, others attending this administrative college, others are in colleges of education in other states. Simply because this state is not offering special education in the country. Only Ramat is with time, all of them will start over. Now, for the organizations, we are really grateful, we are happy, at least to consider the disabled or the needy chaps in your programs. We are encouraging you to do more. We want you to at least show the people that this section of the human beings are really human beings. They are not to be segregated, they are not to be shy of. They should be encouraged by both the parents and the government and the teachers themselves. About inclusion, I can see about 2 or 3 schools making some efforts to build ramps and edges for the crippled ones. But there's no provision for the blind or the deaf. So still, there's something to be done. So I encourage the government to introduce all sections of the physically challenged in normal schools. With our special school, almost a special school, maybe, it is there serving at least few of the people living with disability, only the blind and the deaf. With time, it will be expanded to general, so that both the crippled, the blind, and the deaf will attend the school. There's going to be provision for that. It's in the plan. So I'm urging the students, the ones in school, the ones that are outside roaming about, and the rest, they should think of themselves first, not the government or the parents. If your parents is trying to hide you, tell them I am also a human being. Allow me to go out so that I will contribute my quota. Not that if your parents say, come up and you run in and lie down. No. Say, Mama or Papa, I have something to do outside, I have to go outside. So don't be discouraged. Don't feel somebody is segregating you. Instead, it is you who is going to segregate the other person. Be encouraged in everything you do. Pray to your God that created you. He knows why He created you. So I think with these little things I've said, I have encouraged the students, the ones running about, the stakeholders, the NGOs, and the rest to please join hands and make this gift great thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So, finally, we'll come to Omar. So, that's finally wrap up. And we'll take note of the major points. We'll share, we don't know, WhatsApp, or presentation, people have it in mail, and share with other persons, so that they can have access to it if possible.
Sure.
Okay, so, and we'll get a report for that, and we'll also share the report. So, that's going to give the major points that are there. And I will ensure that in our programs, CSOs, NGOs, we should find what I'm actually to ensure that okay, we will carry them along with all the programs as far as our business is concerned. So that's what we do in that stage. So we ensure that they are actually carried along. We understand the problem, we work with the schools, and we ensure that this person actually comes to school. So, okay, now let's.
Good morning, all. I have nothing to say, but what I will say is really repetition. It's only points that we need to look at. Like we said initially, during this workshop, we need to include parents. These are the key points to do. And then one of our colleagues has said, advocate. Advocate is very important. And we get into all segments from community, NGOs, government, NGO. And then one key point, we want to encourage those our younger brothers and people with disability. We need to have even during advocating at the community level, we need to have a special session with them that you need to encourage them even they have a problem with their parents. This is a very much. Thank you.
Before we come to the next one, I want to have Cedar. Okay, we need to see your questions. I just want to let that.
Okay, I think thank you so much, each and every one of us. Now, only just for us to kind of reiterate that there is a need for us to kind of see how we can change the language that we use for ourselves. Yes, because when you use that word, because the issue of the self-esteem, and you see them at times feeling like as if them not having confidence in themselves, is when you begin to use those words. When you say someone cannot see, you understand? When you begin to see that what makes human being is inability not to see. If you are human, you should see. If you are human, you should hear. You understand? So we should find a way to see how to begin to encourage them. No matter the impairment, they shouldn't focus on the impairment. They should see it is a challenge that anybody can have. Life is full of challenge. You and I know that. We go through challenges. That's why we don't call it the cripple, the madman, and all that. We use that word psychosocial impairment. If you look at most of this, it's a health condition. Some of us here have ulcer. Do we know that even the ulcer itself is a form of disability? We have both visible and invisible. You understand? So it's a health condition. So when they begin to say, let's begin to change that mentality. Me saying this person is a blind person and all that, let them go away from that notion. Let them see themselves, they are human first. Then that is where they will be able to strive for them to begin to see that they can do it. But when you keep on reminding someone that, don't you see you don't have leg, don't you see you can't hear, then the person will begin to, oh, that is, I think for me to achieve this, that means I need to hear. So since I can't hear, that means I can't achieve it. So we should find a way to get away from that, kind of telling someone based on that health condition. There are other languages that we can use that are not deteriorating, you understand, to more of our self-esteem and all that. Thank you.
So we get to the kind of language we use. So as time goes on, we keep on developing this. So we appreciate that they are still giving us to told us that the state government is trying in the next in a short while, we can say that schools, high institutions, this will be inclusiveness. So let's not just towards the actual working with the ministry, so we are ensuring that we do that. So we actually appreciate your coming. We said we don't have anything to say. So yes, so just in the round of matter of time, we will give 1 minute to talk so that we can actually wrap up for.
It's all right. Good morning, all. All I need to say is that since we are talking of inclusion in all our activities, then we should also know that it is our role, duties, responsibility to be able to engage the stakeholders, the community gatekeepers, the parents, the even teachers, the school, like in terms of organizing workshops. In fact, in as much as we are looking forward to organizing workshops for the parents, people who live with disability. We should also have a time to create workshops for school teachers too, so that we carry them along. Because if the parents back their children and encourage them to come to school, and the teacher somewhere else would there in the class discouraging them, you see, we are missing something. Two should be involved. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So thank you so much. They are still the ones coming out of so hopefully we are thinking of going to starting from to see what happens everywhere. This should be there. So we actually appreciate you for coming. We thank you for your time. We appreciate our partners, Global Leadership Initiative. They have always been supportive to us. We thank you, CBN, for coming. As we also thank you. We are mother to us now, so every of you will carry along. We'll carry along. It's just there with us. Yeah. Thank you so much. We are grateful. So thank you for coming to our friends and my fellow colleagues. And we appreciate the teachers. We didn't have time to listen to one of the students. Don't know. Our time is past time. So
We can't.
we can't.
We are here for
I didn't have too much of them. Yes. Let's hear from them. We will bring them.
The teachers, right?
And the teacher, yes. Yeah. Just yeah, so
Michael, God bless you. Thank you for bringing such an meeting like this for the purpose of persons with disability. Thank God you can see that everything about disability is developing now. Before they doesn't have concern about them, but now you can see that they have really taken their issue into consideration. For disability, a disabled person can do what a normal person can do also. If at all, with the help of government, they can reach the attainment level that they ought to attain. That if they will help and continue and train this able person and they will reach that greatness level in their life, they will not, that they are not going to be reluctant, that they should continue what they are doing for them here, they should continue, they should not just stop at this level, they should continue to the federal level in order for them to become someone in the future. That may God bless everybody, that they will continue to be to do good.
So any of the students?
Good afternoon, his name is Shaibu. The father's name is Abu. He graduated from, he's from Gombe. 2010. He thanked God that his parents supported him to go to school so that he can become someone in the future. He's very, very happy to see all that are here talking about disability, International Day for Disability, that education of children with disability are very good and it also help them in the future. They don't want to see children with disability being abandoned at home. This will increase more the level of illiteracy on the street. If they are being abandoned at home, it will cause more havoc in the society, also in the community. That all children, the parents of children with disabilities should also be trained to also encourage their children to come to school. That they should not be padlocking the children at home. That to lock the children up or to abandon them at home, doing nothing, that will not help. That they should try, the parents should try, no matter how the government or the parents, if the parent does not allow, does not permit, the children will not be in the school. The disabled children will not come to school. So they should also raise their awareness, both in the society and in the community, to let the children of people with disability know that education for persons with disability is ongoing in the new area. And this will help them, this will help the family and the society at large. His own parents, before they allowed him to start to go to school, it was a talk of war. He started his primary school like a joke and through the influence of his friend. So he is able to attend his primary school here and he now moves to Gombe. So thank you all. Education for
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much for coming. We want to appreciate everybody. So, someone again, okay? I think this is the last person. Because our time is up.
good afternoon, everyone. Is there a student from this school? Because he's there and where he's staying, he doesn't have transport to be coming to the school every day. Then the parents also don't have money to buy bicycle for him so that he can be ready to come to school. And he's the only boy, as in he's the first born in the family. And the children the parents are poor, they don't have money, they have enough money to get his as in a way, and even to buy some things is a problem.
So not every day you'll be coming to school from your far place to this place and going back and come back and going back and come back. So it's a challenge for him. The parent doesn't have money. And the organization should also rise up and support them in that issue of transportation so that they'll be able to come to class every day. To trek from far place to this place is far. The place is very far distant. You cannot. So the organization should come to their help.
So thank you so much. So we are grateful. So we have had a suggestion. So we are going to raise it up and give it to raise for other education partners and stakeholders to be able to ensure that this is actually met. So as Adi has said, it's going to take time to ensure that these things are going to come into reality. So thank you all for coming. We're going to take a group photograph in this before we leave. I don't know about this today. So we have a little
Seven. Okay, 7.